Right now, as Kamala Harris makes her pick for a running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will look ahead to their campaign stop tomorrow right here in Wisconsin.
Also an update on the fatal hit-and-run crash in Milwaukee that took the life of an Oregon man as an arrest is made in the case.
We're live from Mazomania where they're hosting a national night out community policing event tonight. We'll tell you more about our new Time for Kids initiative with SSM Health. And you're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us at 5. Today, the Democratic team in the race for the White House has been assembled. Vice President Kamala Harris picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her running mate.
Armand Rahman spoke to a political expert about what the Midwestern pick may mean to Wisconsin voters. Armand?
Eric and Susan, I talked to Barry Burden, political science professor and director of UW-Madison's Elections Research Center. He says Walz is more consequential for Wisconsin than any of the other names thrown around for Harris's running mate. Walz served 24 years in the National Guard and was a high school teacher and football coach before getting into politics. Burden says that background makes him more familiar to Wisconsinites than Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro or Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. And serving as governor in a state where Democrats have control of the Senate and House, he's taken Minnesota in a more progressive direction when it comes to marijuana, health care, and gender issues.
Really sort of regular working class life in small town in the Midwest, and has spent the last few decades in Minnesota. Long-time marriage to his wife of 30 years and has 2 kids and has sort of played a role in public service since about the early 2000s. So all of that, I think, feels pretty familiar to people in smaller communities around Wisconsin.
Chaotic. But Burden says Walz and Harris should be ready for GOP attacks on how Walz handled the unrest in Minnesota following the murder of George Floyd and his friendlier laws towards undocumented immigrants, like giving them driver's licenses and access to state benefits.
That will fit into the Republican theme that Democrats are soft on immigration and that Kamala Harris in particular has not managed the border well. So there are things for Republicans to pick apart, but I think probably fewer than you would find with the other candidates that Harris was considering.
Walz is expected to appear with Harris tomorrow on their stop in Eau Claire. And coming up at 6, hear what Professor Burden has to say about how the right plans to differentiate Walz from Republican VP candidate J.D. Vance.
Armand, thank you. Governor Tony Evers responding to the announcement today of Governor Walz as Kamala Harris's running mate, saying in part, quote, "As former educators, Tim and I believe in doing what's best for kids, leading with kindness, empathy, and respect, and working hard to get good things done for the people we serve. Those are exactly the kind of Midwestern values and qualities that will make Tim a great vice president," end quote.
Governor Evers wasn't alone in reacting to the news. The Trump campaign also released a statement saying in part, quote, "Democrats have no idea what it's like to be a Midwesterner. They don't understand our culture, values, or way of life, nor does her newly picked running mate, who believes that states like Wisconsin and Minnesota are mostly cows and rocks."
Now, in response to the Harris-Walz ticket, campaigning in Wisconsin tomorrow, Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance will also be in Eau Claire tomorrow. Senator Vance will speak at Wallard International at 1 o'clock. We'll have coverage from both events, both on air and at our website, channel3000.com.
Now on to local election news. Ahead of next week's August primary election, the city of Madison unlocked 14 ballot drop boxes. The drop boxes allow voters to submit their ballots ahead of Election Day and helps voters avoid delays related to mail-in ballots. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway spoke on the importance of providing ballot boxes.
We understand that voting by drop box and voting absentee is a safe and secure way to cast your ballot. And in the city of Madison, we are absolutely committed to making sure that every eligible voter has a safe and secure way to cast their ballot. And drop boxes are, I think, a really key part of that.
Voters can track their absentee ballots using a QR code on the side of every drop box. Voters are not urged to send their ballots by mail as it goes to Milwaukee before returning to Madison. Those who choose to mail their ballots should do so, though, no later than 1 week prior to Election Day. Well, after another round of storms across southern Wisconsin late last night, did it wake you up in the middle of the night?
It was noisy.
It was a late one. Some communities are assessing damage that they say that they saw that you can see in the video behind us.
Yeah, but we do have some good news at the Weather Department. A stretch of calm and quiet weather is ahead in our viewing area. For more, let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio. Kelly?
Yeah, I don't know how you cannot avoid those storms last night, waking you up in the middle of the night, because they came at just after midnight, at least in the Madison area. And as you saw in that video over there in Cross Plains, some of the damage to some of those trees, this occurred just about at 12 8:30 last night. And then it moved over toward Madison, the north side of Madison, over there toward Maple Bluff. We had numerous trees down as well. This was about 12:55 is when we had those roll through the Madison area. All right, we do have just a few clouds left over. Can't quite shake them yet. I think we will get rid of them. We've had this wind, too. This is coming in out of the northeast. That's what's really brought some cooler and drier air. It almost feels like October or late September behind this front that moved through last night. We are expecting a cool night. Open up those windows, let in some of that fresh air, giving our AC a break the next couple of nights, and actually pretty quiet weather expected for most of this week. Our next chance of rain will be coming in next week, so we got an extended dry period and something we definitely could use. 74 right now in Madison, 74 also in Middleton, 75 right now down to the south. So we are calling for skies to eventually clear out tonight. Temperatures will drop quickly. These winds will be coming down as well. Now, we got some pretty good rainfall totals yesterday. We'll have those for you and that weekend forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Charges have been filed against a 14-year-old boy involved in the deadly hit and run that killed an Oregon man. On July 27th, police saw a suspect trying to break into a car in Milwaukee. Officers turned the squad car lights on. The suspect fled in a Hyundai, drove off, and that's when the suspect hit and killed 31-year-old Mark Jones, who was on a motorcycle. The 14-year-old has also been charged with fleeing and eluding an officer, causing death.
Randall Hepp, the former warden at the Waupun Correctional Facility, pled not guilty today to a charge related to the deaths of 2 inmates at the facility. Back in June, Hepp and 8 other prison staffers were charged with misconduct in the deaths, one who died of a stroke and another whose death was ruled a homicide by dehydration and malnutrition. Today's arraignment also comes just 1 day after a 5th inmate died at Waupun this year. A scheduling conference is set for the end of September. Next tonight at 5, News 3 Now and SSM Health are once again partnering in a series of children and family health related stories that we call Time for Kids. Our next batch of stories will be centered around technology.
Our Jalen Banks joins us live now from National Night Out in Mazomanie to tell us more about this upcoming series. Jalen?
Good evening, Eric and Susan and all of you at home. Yes, I'm out here at National Night Out with our partners at SSM Health. We're launching our new series of stories. It is called the Digital Playbook, the Time for Kids Digital Playbook. I have it right here with me. It has a series of tips and different rules on how you can keep your child safe when using technology and social media, ranging from privacy settings, how to properly interact with people online, what's appropriate and not, and what's inappropriate content while being online. We're also, we have agreements with families that they can sign with their children where they agree to follow these rules and these guidelines just to make sure that they're sticking to this to keep our kids safe. You know, as time goes on, technology, social media becomes more of an integral part of our children. So we're just trying to help families and advocate for them on how to keep their kids safe. Later in the show, I'll have one of our partners from SSM Health on why we came to these stories in particular for the next series. But for now, reporting live at National Night Out in Mazomanie, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
It is a lot to juggle. Jalen, thank you. We'll go back to you shortly. Kelly also returns next. A complete look at our first one forecast.
And we have documented the housing shortage in Madison for several years. Next at 5, the chain of events that has gotten us to this point.
And the rebound begins on Wall Street after that brutal Monday. The Dow jumps a strong 294 points. The NASDAQ surges 167. S&P adds 54, and we'll be right back.
Win a hand-pay jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Dodge Ram 2500 Laramie and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Insurance costs going up? Erie Insurance has great coverages, rates, and claim service. And your rates won't increase because of celebrity advertising campaigns or sports stadium sponsorships. Call Affordable Insurance Solutions for your auto, home, or business quote and see what Erie Insurance could do for you.
I'm running to fight for an America where the economy works for working people, where you only have to work one job to pay the bills, and where hard work is rewarded, where reproductive rights are not just protected by the Constitution of the United States, but guaranteed in every state, because that's our America. And that's the America I believe in.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Be prepared for the unexpected and keep your home powered with Generac generators. Their home standby generators serve as an excellent backup plan in case of a power outage. Its advanced technology automatically starts within seconds of sensing a power loss. Save over $675 on this home standby generator after 11% rebate at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Dodge Ram 2500 Laramie and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Madison faces a $22 million budget gap in 2025 with potential cuts impacting key services. How could a new property tax referendum change the outlook? We walk you through the options and what they could mean for your wallet tonight at 6.
There's a lot to love about life in the 608. Fundraisers, farmers markets, family events.
Tell Josh what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning in the 608. Weekdays only on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Madison's housing crisis is facing multiple challenges.
For the past 15 years, the city has struggled to meet the demand for those moving to our area. Our Ellie LaLiberte breaks down the factors that are creating a housing shortage. Ellie?
Well, simply put, supply is not meeting demand. Now, that's true for housing itself and for the materials needed for them to be built.
We bring in thousands of people every year, and so in order to house them, we need to be building thousands of units per year.
Madison's housing shortage is making housing both expensive and difficult to find. It's not just population growth that's contributing to the housing crisis. It's also a supply shortage.
With COVID, it sort of became everything was difficult to get. Factories were shut down. Supply chains were interrupted for everything from refrigerators to roofing materials.
Matt Wachter is the Madison director of the Department of Planning, Community, and Economic Development. He says the pandemic shortages have lasting impacts.
That just slows the production of housing and makes the production of housing more expensive.
Something Chris Laurent, the president of Scenaire Solutions, a development company with operations in Madison, has noticed.
As soon as we are in the ground, essentially, with putting our foundations in, we're ordering those materials because they can be a year or more lead time. And because they're in such high demand, the cost has escalated on those as well.
Some of the most in-demand products, electrical switches and elevator equipment. And it's not just a material shortage.
Not only have supply chains been more challenging, labor forces are declining, fewer people are entering the trades.
That just means that sometimes you've got to wait for a construction crew to be available to do something.
These challenges are continuing to impact Madison's housing.
It's not one challenge that makes it hard to deliver units. It's a series of them, and there's not one silver bullet to fix our housing market.
Right now, Madison's vacancy rate for housing falls between 3 and 4%. To put that into perspective, a healthy vacancy rate is 5%.
Ellie, thank you. The Climate Action Campaign's Clean Energy Tour arrived in Dane County today. Local leaders and farmers gathered at Hinchley's Dairy Farm in Cambridge to highlight local climate progress in Dane County. The event also spotlighted clean energy investments in rural communities brought by the Inflation Reduction Act. Tina Hinchley is District Vice President of the Wisconsin Farmers Union. She spoke to the importance of the act.
America is driving climate progress
with the most ambitious climate action plan in history. The Inflation Reduction Act is empowering farmers like me and rural communities with the tools we need to tackle climate change.
Over $27 million has been invested in Wisconsin through the Rural Energy for America program to help combat climate change. This was the third stop in the Revolution Media Tour, which includes 13 events in all.
Well, quiet weather is finally ahead. It's refreshing out there, too. It almost feels like sweater weather,
cold,
Kelly.
Susan.
Yeah, tonight, definitely if you're going to be headed out this evening after dark, you're going to need a sweatshirt because temperatures will fall quickly through the 60s. And we've had this northeast wind. That's what's bringing in some of this cooler air behind our cold front. And we've been stuck with these pesky clouds. But what a storm that rolled through just around midnight here in Madison. And you can see Madison had the target on his back. You can see a wide swath of generally 1 to 2.5 inches of rain from Boscobel, Lone Rock, over there toward Dodgeville, Madison, especially on the south side. I know the north side didn't get quite as much, about 3/4 of an inch of rain. Then that moved down to the south and east toward Janesville. All right, we're on the backside of the storm system, and high pressure, broad area of high pressure building in from Canada, bringing us some cooler temperatures, but also that stiff wind. Now, that wind will be diminishing as we go through the next few hours, but up at around 10 miles per hour, probably up until about 7 o'clock. And after 10 o'clock or after 7 o'clock, it should be about 5 miles per hour. So that wind will come down and setting up for a cool night. Open up those windows, let in some of this cooler air. Quiet weather for the rest of the week. When have we had that? It's been a while. And really, we're going to have to wait until next week when we will have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. So watch these temperatures fall pretty quickly as these clouds gradually depart, get some of that radiational cooling through the nighttime hours, so temperatures quickly falling through the 60s, likely to wake up to some mid to upper 50s most areas by tomorrow morning. So not only need the sweatshirt this evening, also waking up tomorrow morning. But tomorrow, it looks like it will be a little bit warmer, headed into the upper 70s. May see some high, thin clouds stream in during the afternoon, but all in all, setting up to be a pretty nice week for us. A little bit of a dip in the jet stream. So the jet stream's coming in out of the northwest. That's brought in some of that cooler air. All that heat has been suppressed down there across the desert southwest, and that's where it looks like it's going to stay for the rest of the week. We'll get another shot of some cooler air. It looks like that'll be arriving on Friday and into the upcoming weekend, keeping our temperatures actually below average for a change for the next several days going into early next week, and no major storms headed our way anytime soon. All right, so as mentioned, our 6 to 10 day out looks like it will remain somewhat cooler than average, maybe just about near average. It looks like going into the middle part of next week with all the heat down across parts of the southern tier. All right, 74 right now in Madison. We've had a little bit more sunshine in northern parts of our viewing area, up through the Dells, Watoma, Camp Douglas. They were a little bit warmer this afternoon. The thicker clouds stayed to the south. That's why it's been a little bit cooler in Janesville and Monroe, low 70s. Across Dane County, we're talking about temperatures in the lower 70s. So setting up to be a nice evening. Just may need that sweatshirt, kind of giving our AC a break, it looks like, over the next couple of nights. All right, our first warning forecast, 78 tomorrow, 79 on Thursday. Humidity remains low for the rest of the week, even going into the weekend. Now, as we get into next week, we will start to see that humidity return. Maybe a stray shower here and there. Better chances, it looks like, toward the middle to later part of next week. High temperatures back in the low to mid 80s. All right, our first warning traffic. We do have some delays, typical delays on the belt line. There's no major accidents. Speeds down to 31 miles per hour on those eastbound lanes of the belt line near Monona.
All right, Kelly, thank you. And just ahead, we'll go back live to Mazomanie to tell you about our new Time for Kids series focusing on kids and technology and a digital playbook. We'll explain next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This election is about experience and who can find middle ground with people from both parties to get things done for workers and families. I've done that, and I'll do it again for us in Congress. I'm Katrina Shankland. I approve this ad, and I'm asking for your vote.
Mark, a little help here?
Keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast.
Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026. And we'll get it done Feldco fast.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Like a bowl of cherries, life in Attic Angel is healthy and sweet. Our independent and assisted living lifestyles include newly renovated apartments, engaging social activities, and wellness support that is tailored to you. As time marches on, we promote the idea that life can always be a bowl of cherries. Attic Angel Community, the house that angels built.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale, so when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 20% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures. When replacing your windows, you want them to be built by the best and backed by the best. That's what you'll get with replacement windows only available from Renewal by Andersen. When you choose Renewal by Andersen at Wanakee Remodeling, you're not getting a one-size-fits-all product. From design and sales to manufacturing, installation, and service, we own the entire process. This month only, when you buy one window or patio door, you'll get 140% off, plus 12 months special financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more details.
Would you hire a barber who's never cut hair before? So why send someone to Congress who's never held public office and never passed a single bill? I'm Katrina Shankland. I approve this message because we need an experienced congresswoman. Right, Jed?
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. News 3 Now and SSM Health are launching a new Time for Kids playbook. It's called the Digital Playbook. It's focused on children and adolescent online safety.
Once again, let's go back out to Lions Park in Mazomanie. That's where our Jalen Banks is with a special guest. Jalen?
Susan and Eric, I am joined by Lisa Adams, one of our partners over at SSM Health. So Lisa, today we are kicking off the Digital Playbook. How did this come to be?
Yeah, so at the end of last year, we actually did a survey with community members seeing what types of family health topics that they were interested in. And something that kept coming up as a theme was, how do we incorporate technology safely into our lives? Technology isn't going anywhere. Social media is not going anywhere. Games are more social than ever. So how do we help families really navigate that together, especially as kids are getting older and using technology more? And so because that kept coming up as a theme, we developed our digital device guide and agreement for families to set those boundaries and navigate it all together as one. So
for sure. And SSM Health, we work closely with our healthcare providers and our experts. What is some of the things that you're hearing from them throughout the process of developing the Digital Playbook?
Sure. So some of the things that we've heard from our behavioral health experts, our pediatricians, and even safety experts like our law enforcement partners out in the community are that, parents need to set an example, work together. It's not parent setting all of the rules. Get the feedback from your kids and really make it a collaborative process. And set those healthy boundaries. It's really tempting to just scroll all evening, but you've got to set the phone down, you've got to set the game down and have face-to-face conversations. Get out in your community and enjoy each other. And so those are some of the things that we'll talk about throughout the next year.
For sure. Well, appreciate it, Lisa. We're out here till about 6:30 throughout the throughout the evening for National Night Out. So please come on out, grab a digital playbook guide. But if you can't make it out here, fret not. You can find it online at channel3000.com, or you can find it at ssmhealth.com/time4kids. But I'm going to send it back to Susan and Eric in studio. For now, reporting live in Mazomania at National Night Out, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
All right, Jalen, thank you. And stay with us. We'll have one final check of your first warn forecast after a short break.
Dr. Ravel is one of the best. I mean, you can't ask for any other person in orthopedics that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of people in orthopedics, let me tell you. Ortho team and Dr. Ravel are wonderful.
Joe Biden made Kamala Harris border czar to fix immigration. First, she ignored it.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point.
Then she just lied.
The border is secure.
10 million illegal immigrants, migrant crime out of control, fentanyl kills thousands.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris, failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, during Toyota's national sales event, you can lease a new Tacoma for $349 a month, or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra.
Come in today. Ooh, like.
Toyota, let's go places.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Bucks event. Now through August 11th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash August 15th through the 28th. Start earning today on 40-pound bags of Blaine's Wild Bird Food, $16.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. Cadet Dog Treats, buy one, get one free for rewards members. Plus, get a free $5 gift card with every $50 pet purchase. Start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Not everyone knows us, but in southern Wisconsin, Illinois, and eastern Indiana, we are famous in our field. As a Sloan's technician, customer service is our specialty, whether you come to see us or we come to you. We are in the business of supporting your business, and we are highly trained to work on your John Deere equipment. At Sloan's, our loyalty lies with you. We depend on you, and we are proud to serve you. When it comes to service, you can count on us. Remember, think Sloan's first.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home, and of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
When treating shoulder pain, I think one of the most important things that we need to do is listen to our patients. Most times, just listening to the patient, letting them explain what's been bothering them, I'm able to help confirm a diagnosis.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, influencers on the campaign trail as both parties seek new ways to reach younger voters. For our Eye on America, look at how Democrats are harnessing the power of social media, trying to turn followers into voters. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
I'm Braden Ross here in Waupun, where a fifth inmate has died this year at Waupun Correctional, and the warden is facing charges in 2 others' deaths.
City officials are asking students to start the move-out process earlier. Tonight at 6, where you can take your furniture before your lease ends.
Well, don't tie yourself in mental knots wondering why. Just go with it. Auntie Anne's is launching a perfume inspired by what else? Pretzels. The scent is called Need. Auntie Anne says it's infused with notes of buttery dough, salt, and a hint of sweetness.
The pretzel maker says each spritz evokes the experience of passing by the store in the mall and breathing in the nostalgic aroma at the food court. The product launch will be celebrated with a pop-up perfume store on August 13th in New York City.
And after that, you can buy it on Auntie Anne's website. It's available in a 1-ounce bottle for $25 and a 3.4-ounce bottle for $45, or maybe just go buy some pretzels.
And rub some pretzels.
Just go rub yourself in pretzels. You'll be fine. All right, Kelly's back. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, going to be a nice cool night. Open up those windows, let in some of that fresh air from outside, because temperatures starting out in the low 70s here at 7 o'clock, but they'll drop quickly once that sun goes down. We'll be in the 60s and actually dropping into the 50s by tomorrow morning, maybe some mid to upper 50s. So waking up, probably need a jacket or at least a light sweatshirt. That'll be the case over the next couple of mornings. Temperatures starting out in the 50s, afternoon highs generally in the 70s. We do have another shot of some cooler air that'll arrive Friday night into Saturday. Sunday up to 78. Most of the week dry, maybe a stray shower going into Thursday. We're back in the 80s next week. Not a great chance of rain going into next week. Maybe a little bit better, but by Thursday and Friday, that humidity comes back up.
All right, Kelly, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News is next.